Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the round 14 team list discussion. Obviously, quite a bit of changes for the teams. Quite a lot of inclusions, a few outs. It's a bit of a moving week in terms of teams. So I wanted to actually go through and have a look at all the ins and outs. We're going to start out Thursday night footy back on and running. Knights versus Seagulls. Kalen Ponga back in. Obviously, Leo Thompson is going to be gone for 3 or 4 weeks with the suspension. Tyson Gamble, I think he broke his thumb again, so not great. Greggy Marju, he is on the extended bench, so obviously close to a return. Obviously, he would replace Fletcher Hunt. Looks like Kyle McCarthy. I obviously didn't end up going Kyle McCarthy, but I think if you did go him as a downgrade option, it's worked out pretty well. I guess you're hoping that he, or Bradman Best, is gone for a few more weeks, but, it is what it is. The rest of the forward pack is as expected. Obviously, Sharp moves back to 6 with Cogger at 7. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes with Ponga back at fullback. Manly, I guess we're starting out nice and strong here. It's not a shock because I did see on Twitter before team list got announced that, yes, Manly are resting Tommy again. Now, not great. Not great. It's what I deserve. Why did I go Tom Trbojevic? Please, for the love of God, what went into me? What was the thought process? Well, you know what? The thought process was fine. And glass half full, boy oh boy, Tommy is going to be, he's going to be fit and firing next week against the Titans. That's how I'm going to look at it. It's going to be a bit of a discussion when we talk about our team and what we're going to do. Initial thoughts is that I just have to hold him. I don't think I'm not going to sell him this week, and then next week it basically comes down to him versus Tedesco, and I think I've got to just take the punt and hope that he scores more than Tedesco next week. I'm not confident, but the lengthy oh boy, I don't know. I'll need. Well, it's going to be a discussion for sure. But obviously, Lehigh stays at fullback. If I just went Lehigh Hopewade, bro. But there's still an attempt. I could still get in Hopewade. It's the only thing that's stopping me now is the fact that I'm going to have so many Seagull players for their bye. I think I'll have to double check, but it could be a tricky bye. I think they're on the bye in 16, so might make it a little difficult to field a team, but we'll have a look. The rest of the back line is as expected. Jake Trbojevic also comes back in, so the one Trbojevic is back. Who else is? So Aloi is out. So yeah, not too much else doing there. So yeah, that's fine. Moving on, Friday night footy, Storm v the Cowboys. What are the changes here? So Harry Grant back. Yeah, Harry Grant was he missed last game, right? Did they rest him? Yeah, he did. Yeah. He didn't play, right? I kept seeing on Twitter that everyone was fucking so pissed off at Ponga for not playing. Everyone kept acting like he was the only player that didn't play. Harry Grant didn't play, right? That's all I saw. Xavier Coates. Oh, no, they had the... No, they didn't have the bye. Harry Grant just didn't play. Whatever. That's fine. So he's back. Good to see. Hopefully he's looking a little bit fitter. Wasn't great in Origin. He's been underwhelming all year, I got to say. But yeah, strong team, the Storm. Howarth back. Obviously, he did play last week, but good to see Howarth back in the centre with Meany and Coates and Anderson on the wings. Pappy, I'm hoping for a big one. The Cowboys, obviously, Zach Labert is a... I think Labert for me is just going to be a guy that I let go through to the keeper. I just at an awkward tick under 400k price. The draw is nice for the Cowboys. Obviously, their coverage is great. They play a lot of games coming up. He still could be an option, but I don't think going this week is the play. But he could still be an option for somebody. But it's just like my center wing is so stacked, and there's one sort of flex spot that I'm happy to sort of nuff out / downgrade, and going down to like 400k, I'd rather just go to someone like that Lawson, who sort of works out perfectly, and he nuffs out probably his bottom dollar, hopefully covers the buys if Sloan is out for a while. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have a look though. We'll have a look. Obviously, Purdue did and still on the halves. Forward pack is as expected. Not too many other changes. Obviously, McKaylee, Burns. Yeah, on the extended. Is Caden Lars, I think, isn't that Leroy Lars's son? God, what's his name? Leroy? What the fuck's his name? Big fella at the Raiders. Dude, I'm having such a mind blank. Tom Leroy Lars, is that his name? It seems, I feel like that's not his name. It is though, right? Oh my God. I'm having a mind blank, but yeah, I think that's his son, right? So excited he's not in the team, but on the extended. Moving on, Dolphins, Dragons. So Hemiso, Marshall King and Max Plath come in. They are both on the extended. I mean, for the Dolphins' sake, I would love to see Plath get back. Because I mean, he's been a big loss. I mean, Marshall King also has been a loss, but I feel like Max Plath has been a massive loss for them. And I also think potentially he could be a sneaky guy on the run home as dummy half. I still think Sanders Smith could be just a keeper till the end of the season, but obviously depending on what happens with the Roosters, Max Plath you would expect now with Gilbert gone for the season. Plath will go back to lock, play big minutes, and I think he could be a very good pickup for the run home at dummy half as just a really solid, safe option. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there with the Dolphins. The Dragons. So yes, Christian Tuipulotu does come back in. Nathan Lawson is on the other wing. So yeah, what's his face? Tyrell Sloan. So Tyrell Sloan is on the extended. Is he injured or is he not injured? I mean, yeah. So depending on what happens here, obviously Jaden Sewer is out, unfortunately, with that ankle injury. So Toby Couchman goes to the back row. I was potentially having a look at Couchman because he's been killing it. He's had a couple of injury-affected games. He's missed a few weeks, but boy, oh boy, when he's playing, big minutes, big work rate. Playing in the back row is interesting. I think he did play a bit of back row when Sewer went off injured, I think, last game. I still think he'll get through a amount of work. I think on the edge, actually, he does. He's obviously a middle, but I think he does sort of have the build for back row as well. I think he can do a good job. So he's a potential guy to go to. But yeah, Nathan Lawson could be like the ultimate downgrade, right? The Dragons, I think they definitely cover 15. They might cover 18 as well. They've got a pretty good schedule coming up regardless. And Lawson, you can downgrade one of your, someone like a Rob Toya, free up like 400k for a guy that could score well. He's sort of a free play on the buys. You're not going to play him elsewhere, but on the buys, he's a free play. Scores a try, scores a double. He's going to go big. If not, no harm, no foul. And potentially, depending what happens with Sloan, could just snuff out, right? Or, I mean, if he looks good and Sloan doesn't get back into the team, then all of a sudden you could make some money on Lawson. So he is like potentially like just the perfect opportunity now for people to with Toya and a couple other guys to go down to. Yeah, I'm probably not going to I don't think I'll need to go this week. I got to have a look. Again, I got to have a look at numbers again for the buys. I think I'm pretty good, but obviously we're going to have 3 trades again next week. So, like, going down, like, Toya to Lawson frees up a bunch of cash, and then we can make 2 big trades if we want. But we'll have a look at numbers just in case we do need to make a trade this week. It could be a very good week to save trades, but Lawson, he'll be very popular this week. He'll be even more popular next week if he's playing. So, yeah, it could be a just sensational little pickup. King Tonga for me, hopefully he continues that good form from last week. No big attacking stats, but the base was good. He looked involved, so... You know, again, a bit of a free number for us over the buys if he can jag some attack. Damien Cook has posed a bit of interest with his minutes. I think, again, for me, I don't think I'm going to bother. The price is great. And yeah, if he's playing like 70-odd minutes, he's a slam dunk. But there's been a lot of injuries to Dragons forwards. The minutes have been all over the shop. I don't know. I could easily see him going back to like that 60-minute mark and being a bit of an issue. We'll see though. This could be another good week. He'll obviously have a low break even. I haven't looked, but we'll give him a look because we don't have a dummy half this week with obviously Pete Mamazoulis out and Sandy Smith on the bye. So we'll have a look. We'll have a look at Cook, but I don't see myself taking the risk on Cook, especially in the dummy half spot. I think, you know, somewhat like I just said, Max Player for the run home could be very good, but I'm happy not to waste trades and just have Sandon Smith if he stays in the role, but not much else there. The Sharkies Warriors, so obviously the Sharkies off a bye. Unfortunately, Nrl Blake is fit. I'm not gonna. It would have been nice if he had a week off. He's been carrying a few injuries. He had a bit of a shoulder niggle, I think, last before the bye. But obviously, having that bye gave him another week. As a non-owner, it would have been nice for him to have a spell. But looks like he is good to go. Sione Katoa is back, which is it's a big inclusion for the Sharkies. Obviously, Mulatalo is out with, I think he only got a 1-week suspension, so it was a pretty nasty shot. Was it really only 1 week for Mulatalo? I mean, regardless, it works out well. Sione Katoa comes back in. Horati will play this game, and then Mulatalo will be back. But yeah, Katoa just gets their go forward going a lot better. He's a bit of an underrated winger for sure. So, big inclusion for them. The forward pack, Teague Wilton obviously back. Atkinson, Calhoun, Talakai, Hemlin, Uele. Who was it? Big Tom Hazelton is going to be gone for quite a while. I was just looking. I mean, I don't think it changes for Nrl Blake too much. He might get a few more minutes, but I think maybe like a Calhoun gets a few more minutes. I don't think there's too much. I mean, I'd still like to potentially get him for Nrl Blake. I don't know. Well, the front row, it's an interesting spot now over these buys because, like, Tarpany was a popular pickup, but his points have dropped a bit. He got bailed out a bit last week with a try. For Nrl Blake, a buy last week and then scored not great in the first buy. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a interesting one, but obviously some big names still to potentially go for cover. The Warriors. So, Kurt Capel's still at centre. Well, I guess, yeah, who was it? Yeah, Rocco Berry out again with an injury. I can't remember. I think hamstring again for Berry. I feel like he's had a lot of injuries in his short career thus far. Chance was great. Pompey, Tuvashek was good. Harris Savita, my boy Luke Metcalf. I mean, I think I'm going to hold him. He's going to have a low break even. It's obviously not a great matchup against the Sharkies, but Metcalf it is like just in. I mean, he's leading the Dally M. Like, his form has been sensational for the Warriors. So you know what? I'm happy to ride it out with Luke Metcalf for a bit longer. Fisher Harris, Jackson Ford comes in for the very unfortunate injury to Mitch Barnett. Gone for the season with that ACL, so terrible news there. Leka Halasima goes back to the back row. Near Corey, Aaron Clark. Again, Aaron Clark is just absolutely killing it. Honestly, there's no real reason. He's very expensive now, and he also doesn't play any of the other major buys, which again it's not necessarily the only reason to get players in. He'll cover the mini buys, but yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good forwards. I don't think Aaron Clark at this point. He's gone. If you picked him up a while ago, obviously he's been fucking phenomenal, but I think at this point it's a bit too far gone. So yeah, Barnett, Rocco Berry, the two men out there. So should be an interesting game, honestly. The Warriors, they're dishing up some good footy. The Sharks have been, they've been a bit hit and miss, but they're obviously a very good side on paper. So I'm excited for this game. It should be a cracker. Saturday night. Was there only one Friday night game? No, there was 2 Friday night games. Yeah, 2 Friday night games. Moving on to the Broncos Titans. So Reece Walsh is back, which is, I gotta say, I'm pretty happy to see. They were saying it was like a 50-50 chance, so hopefully they're not bringing him back early, because at the end of the day, they need to win games of footy, and I think Walsh is going to help. I know people fucking love to bag Walsh, and he hasn't been in the best of form to start the season, but he is pivotal to that Broncos attack. So it's good to see him back, but hopefully he's not, coming back early. I hope he is fit and good to go. But we'll see. Cobbo moves back to he was on the wing. Fucking Arthur's played fullback. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ezra Mann, Reynolds. This is the team. This is the team that can do some damage. Obviously no Ben Hunt still, but this is the strong backline here. Corey Jensen starts with Payne Haas, Corey Pakes, Piacora, rookie, Carrigan, Walters. Okay, so there is one change there. Jensen's a prop. Carrigan moves back to lock. Ben Takora finally comes in, which is good to see. Finally, you gotta fucking blood some of the kids. If they're not quite ready, fair enough. But the thing is, you've got Payne Haas, you've got Carrigan that can play big minutes, right? So you've got to have some impact. Having Willison and Takora on the bench, it just looks a lot better, right? It just adds a lot more X factor off the bench. Hetherington is fucking trash, but it is what it is. Moses still won't get a gig. They're still just going with the again. I don't understand. Why not just give Moser a crack? Fuck Corey Pakes off, start Walters, and have Moser come on as the 14. I don't understand. I don't get it, but I digress. The Titans, so Campbell still a fullback, Foreign and Tommy Weaver still in the halves. Campero, Kelly, Sammy, and Ellen Fitzgibbon comes in for Jojo Fafita, who's out. Mo Fodawaker, Sam Verrills also out, so Sean Mullaney at dummy half, Campbell Gillard, Randall. Honestly, one guy, Randall, not the most flashy guy. I don't think he's not Supercoach relevant, but I gotta say, I've been very impressed with him just as an NRL standpoint. I think he's a very underrated player. I think he's very, very solid, and he's done a good job in the back row. I really didn't think he would do that well, but I think he's been pretty good. I think he's been pretty good in the back row. Bo Fermor, Tino, Khalees Haas, Jolliffe, Alec Winky, and Aramahau. So AJ Brimson is the 18th man, which is interesting because I think he was the one that had the concussion in training. So I think he was the time frame he wasn't able to play this game, but it's his 18th man. So I don't know. There could be a late change there. I got to be honest. I hope Campbell stays at fullback. I love Campbell at 7, either or, but him at fullback, I just love to see him run the footy. He's just so good. I love Campbell so much. He's genuinely my favourite player to watch. Just the way he moves across the field. Absolute gun. So I'd like to see him stay at fullback. Then we move on to the Raiders or Rabbitohs. The Raiders should be pretty much unchanged. Jamal Fogarty does come back in for Sanders, who I thought was pretty damn good. I think was that his debut for the Raiders? I'm pretty sure it was. He was a pretty big signing from the Eels. He'll probably be their future 7 when Fogarty leaves. But yeah, good player, Sanders. So Papali'i, I think this game he becomes the most capped Raider. He starts at prop with Tarpany. Starling comes back in after his suspension. Corey Horsburgh moves to lock. Hosking and Young on the edges. Owen Paddy, Sasungi, Smithies, and Mariota. So yeah, pretty similar. There's a couple of changes with the starting side. Again, fucking Ricky. Honestly, I reckon I'm going to say 100% before kickoff, Papali'i goes back to the bench, Horsburgh to prop, and Smithies goes back to lock. I think it's probably just for this game. They've, a little bit of a tribute to Papali'i. His number 8 jersey, he's been given the 8. He's got the starting tip on the fucking team list, but come game day he'll go back to the bench. I reckon that's what's going to happen, honestly. Just a bit of a nod to the legend of Papali'i. But moving on to the Rabbits, so Latrell, they got a few players back. Jack Wyden comes back, Cody Walker back, which is, it's a big in. Like, I mean, he hasn't also been in the best of form, but he's going to do a lot for their attack. Humphrey's obviously still 7. Arrow, Keon still a prop. Havili, Ewan Aiken, Duncan, Lucky Hubner starts, which is good. Sullivan, Kepi, LeBlanc, and Totola. Ty Munro also on the extended, which is good to see. I don't know. He just can't stop injuring that collarbone, so it is good to see, but I don't know. I want to see him get through a season like pretty unaffected, but just something going on there. We'll see what happens. Ewan Aiken, I'm still honestly very keen on Aiken. I think, especially with Walker back, I can't remember what side they play on. I think Aiken plays on the left. God, honestly, I don't remember at all. I could try to guess, but I don't remember. I might have a look to see, because I would love to see if Aiken is outside of Walker. It's a lot better for Aiken. I think he's playing on the right. I don't know. Well, I'll have a quick squiz, or if people know in the comments, let me know. But I still think Aiken's a good pickup. He's still at a good price. He covers. It's one of those ones, right? I talked about it a lot, that you don't want to bring in guys just for the buys that are a bit of plotters. But I think Aiken, he's a bit above that. He's got the work rate. He is a try scorer. He just takes a lot of carries. He makes his base is great, and with Walker back, if he's on his side of the field, I'd be very keen on him, because Walker, they do play out the back more often than not, but he does also love a short ball. So yeah, I am still keen on Ewan Aiken. You could probably wait a week, but could also pick him up this week. We'll have a look. Moving on, West Tigers versus the Penny Panthers. Should be a fun game, this one. Obviously, quite a few former Penrith boys up against Penrith. Luai taking on Cleary for the first time, so should be a fun game. I'm expecting a bit of fire in this one. Dream Buller, Sania Taruva, Dewey, Stafford, Toya, and then Gerald Skelton does come back in. He was the guy I was talking about. This does work out. Wow, fuck. It does work out well. He does. I remember I looked at him. He's got 100 break even. He's been a gun. Obviously, the Hemi issues are a concern, but you're not going to pick him up this week against the Panthers. 100 break even. He's likely to lose money. I don't think they play next week. So you wouldn't have to go him next week. So then you could go him after round 15 for 16 cover and then the third major bye. I don't mind it. It's just again, going back to the point, my centre wing is stacked, so I probably can't fit him in, although the price he'll be at, it'll be juicy. It'll be very juicy. It'll be very tempting to potentially go him, but we'll have a look. Obviously, you don't need to go him this week or next week, so it works out pretty well. He could be a sneaky little pod after the bye, potentially, because he was great to start the season. Obviously, the tackle busting, the work rate. Yeah, we'll see though. We'll see. It probably won't end up happening just because of the centre wing we've got. It's just a bit hard to fit him in, but we'll see. Terrell May, Sione Fainu gets the start. Api Coruscant, Samuela Fainu. Tony Suka in the back row is a bit of an interesting one. Alex Seyfarth moves to lock, obviously with what's his face? Alex Twal. Unfortunately, another head knock for him. He might only miss one game, Alex Twal, but he has had quite a few concussions in his career, so he might get a bit of a spell. It's a bit tricky. I mean, Suka, I don't think he's bottom dollar, but he's very cheap. He's going to have a low break even, so it's one of those ones you probably do have to take the punt on this week, which I don't love because, yeah, they don't play this week, then have the bye. There's every chance he goes back to the bench after that. Seyfarth probably should move back to the middle. Suka has been really good as well, so I don't know. We'll have a look. We'll have a look, but again, it just might be a guy that it does free up cash, but do we need the cash? Probably not, especially if we're going to be going down to like a Lawson from somebody. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have a look. Latu Fainu, another big inclusion. He is on the bench, so they've gone with Heath Mason to start. He was very good last week. Latu Fainu, again, this works out perfectly for me as well because I'm really happy to hold King Tongia for a couple of weeks. Obviously, plays this week, plays the major bye next week, and then if Latu Fainu does come back in to start after their bye, then potentially you could downgrade King Tongia to Latu. You're not going to make a whole heck of a lot of cash, but I still think Latu Fainu, if he is starting, he potentially could be like very, very good Supercoach wise. So one to keep an eye on. Jack Bird, Kit Lalili, and Charlie Murray. I haven't seen of Charlie Murray. Is Kit's? I know there's the brothers. I thought Kit Lalili was the winger. Am I mistaken? I'm pretty sure there's a winger and there's a prop, right? Surely he's the prop, because if not, I think Terrell May is in for some big minutes. You got Latu, Jack Bird, Charlie Murray, I'm assuming middle forward, but it's a pretty light bench. He's got to be the forward, Kit Lalili. Who's the other? I'm trying to think the winger. I can't think. Oh, Luke, there he is right there. Luke Lalili. I think Luke's got to be the backline player. So, yeah. Royce Hunt also out. He played a whopping like fucking 8 minutes. I mean, I know he's a big man, but fuck me, dude. Like, you're a professional footballer. Like, surely he's got to work on the fitness. Like, I just, how has he been an NRL level player for this many years and cannot go past fucking 15 minutes, like, of game time? Because the problem, like, Royce Hunt, I just, Jesus Christ, like, the biggest issue with him is that if the Tigers kick off, if he starts and they kick off and let's say, you know, they're defending for a couple of sets in a row, he's fucking gassed and he's not going to have any impact. So, I mean, he can be devastating, but like, you've got to you got to sacrifice a little bit of size for some fitness, right? It's just not beneficial to a team, I feel like. But he's gone. He's not in. I don't know if he's injured or if he has been dropped. I don't know. The Panthers, so Edwards, Jenkins still on the wing, Tungo, McLean still at centre, To'o, Talangi, Cleary, Leota, Kenny, Smith, Sorensen, Martin, Eo, Summerton, Eisenhuth, Patea, and Dane Laurie, the 17. So yeah, still no. So Paul Alamotti's still on the extended. Again, I don't know if we got confirmation if he was injured or if he was just dropped. Luke Garner also on the extended. So there's two guys there that could replace. I mean, they were both sort of favoured over Casey McLean. So it could change. One of those guys could come in. We'll see. It doesn't really matter for me. I've already got rid of Jenkins. I think that's fine. I am gonna be shitting bricks this game, not owning Nathan Cleary. Oh boy. I really hope the Tigers really give it to him. Like, come on, Luai and fucking Taruva, even Apikoris, yeah, like, surely they give it to Cleary. Like, fucking bash him. Like, please. Oh, I'm nervous as hell not owning him because he's going to be very popular as a captaincy choice. He could go big, but I've just got to, I've just got to fucking... I've just got to watch through slitted fingers in this one. Moving on... Monday. So yeah, the Monday game, Doggies versus the Eels. So we've got, should be a blockbuster this one. Connor Tracy, Jacob Kiraz comes back seemingly very early. He does cop a lot of injuries, but he is a fast healer, old Kiraz. So he comes back in. That's a big inclusion. Sherry, Crichton, Montoya, Burton, Sexton, King, Marnie, Saluka, Fafita, Kickout, Curran, Mann, Hayward, Hayes, Hotboy, and Curtis Morin. So, yeah, strong team. I feel like they... Also, I fucking almost forgot, Lockie Galvin. I really hope Galvin gets... he's on the extended. I wonder... I mean, where does he... This is why I don't understand the Galvin pickup. I mean, I guess they just don't think Toby Sexton is good enough to, like, take them to a premiership. And I mean, okay, fair enough. But, like, are they just going to drop Sexton for Galvin? If they're going to do it, I hope they do it this week. I mean, they're taking on the Eels. It'll be a fun little game. He was contemplating going to the Eels. I don't know, it'll be good. I would like to see him in there, but I just don't see where he fits in. Like, they're not dropping Hayward, so he's not going to play 14. I feel like it's either just dropping Sexton or not playing this week. I don't know. We'll see. Interesting watch. And then the Parramatta Eels, Iongi, Lomax, Panasini comes in, which is good. Russell, Adakar, Brown, Moses, Williams, who has been very good Supercoach wise, a bit of a potential play there. Riley Smith, Polo, Talangi, Kartonga, Hopgood, Walker, Moretti, Madison, and Samarani goes back to the bench. So yeah, strong Parramatta team. I mean, pretty much full strength as well. So interesting game. But yeah, that's the team list done and dusted. I'm keen to have a look at the team. I'm keen to see how we're looking for the buys. Also, the backup games is important. And yeah, we might not trade this week. We might make one trade. I can't imagine we're going to make two, but obviously it is fun as a trade. So we'll have a look. Quite a few big inclusions, a couple of big outs, but yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. Make sure to like and comment. I'll see you guys in the next one.